Hello everyone and welcome to Semi Homesteading with Abby. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are new, welcome. Basically, my channel is a place where I am learning as many homesteading skills as possible. I am a girl from the suburbs, but I would like to be a girl on a farm, okay? And I'm still technically in a suburb, but I have a little bit more land that I can do some stuff with. And so I'm really trying to live more self-sufficiently, live off the land more, and be a semi-homesteader. So recently, I have seen a lot of people on my Instagram, a lot of people that I follow have these big food supplies and these ways of storing food for extended periods of time because there's so much news recently about food shortages and supply chain issues and all of that sort of stuff that a lot of people have either had or are starting to build these food supplies to be prepared in case there are more supply chain issues in the future. So as part of that effort, we did order a half a cow. It's pretty backed up, so it's gonna be probably 4 to 6 months before we actually get it. But for other foods and supplies, we pretty much right now buy exactly what we need for each week. We don't have a lot of backup supplies or anything like that. And I feel like it's time to start building that. I recently got a Costco membership, which is the best thing ever. And it has been so great. So I figured today I would try to start building up our back supply of food. Now there's a lot of talk about the best way to actually do that, but I stumbled upon this woman's Instagram page where she talks about having layers to a pantry. Basically the first layer is what you're consistently eating out of. Then there's like a short-term storage that you kind of backfill your working section of the pantry with. And then there's more long-term storage. Obviously, this is going to be a process and I'm not going to get it all stocked today. I just want to build part of our working pantry and short-term supply. Also, we got a new house, so we're going to entertain a lot. So I want like bulk items as well, not just food supplies, plastic silverware, paper products, bottled water, stuff like that, just so that we have a very functional working system where if we need something, we have it in the house, and if we need to backfill it, we can do that. Now, a good tip that she taught me is to not buy anything that you won't eat. So you don't just want your food supply to be sitting there for 10 years and then when you go to actually have to eat it, it's all gone bad because it's just been way too long. You want to get stuff that you and your family will actually consume. And so it's kind of like a rotating system where yes, you have this kind of stockpile, but you're taking from it and replenishing as you go, and it's kind of circulating through the stockpile. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I feel like before I watched her videos, I probably would have just gone to the store and bought as many like canned things as possible. And I remember in my condo, I tried to have like a little bit of a stockpile of some canned foods. And I think I got a bunch of like green beans or something. And I literally never eat green beans. Like I think I ended up donating them at like a church drive because I never would have a use for them. Yes, in an emergency situation, I would have green beans, but I'd much rather have things in the storage rotation that I actually use. We'll see how much I end up getting today. It might not be a ton depending on what I see and what I think we'll use, but I think that's gonna be the philosophy that I go with, is like, don't buy it unless you're actually gonna use it and have it in that rotation, which may just be not buying a lot of canned foods this go round. The other thing is I really want to learn how to can things later and preserve food more. So I'm not really inclined to get a lot of the canned stuff because I want to try my hand at actually canning my own fruits and vegetables, dehydrating vegetables that we'll use in cooking. So let's go to Costco. Alright, this is me in the parking lot of Costco after going shopping, and I'm unloading all the stuff into the trunk. I will recap what I got a little bit later, but I just want to hop on and give everyone just a little tip. If you're going to go to Costco and you don't know your way around the store yet, go on like a weekday afternoon. I went on a Wednesday at about 3:30 and it was empty, and I'm a new Costco goer, so it gets very chaotic on the weekend. The last time I went, it was a weekend, and it was just, honestly, it was too much. So do yourself a favor and go like a weekday in the early afternoon and you will sail through there, be able to wander the stores. It's all just so much nicer. All right, looks like we got quite a good amount of things, so let's go put them in the house. All right, the first thing I need to do though is put together my gorilla racks because we're gonna store them on gorilla racks in the basement. We have 3 gorilla racks, and I need to at least put one together to put all these supplies in, and we'll fill in the rest with some other stuff later. So I have changed into my work shirt. I wear this shirt not to be flattering, but to get some work done. As you can tell, it is not the most flattering shirt, but it is comfortable, and we're gonna go build a great gorilla rack. Okay, I did it wrong. So I was putting it in like this, where there's like this lip, and then the thing, I realized I put all of the metal part upside down. I'm glad I noticed this early on, but I have to redo this. Okay, now that my little mishap is getting fixed here and I'm rotating all the metal bars around, I really want to take a minute and tell you that I really love these gorilla racks. After the initial, you know, reading the directions and stuff, they are super easy to put together. Every level of shelf just clips into that metal bar, and so it's just really simple. I was able to put it together pretty quickly, so highly recommend, and I will link them below. Ta-da! Very easy to put together, actually, other than a little hiccup, but we're good. Now we just have to load it all up. Okay, so let's go through the top row first. First of all, we have our paper towels, our toilet paper, and then some disposable, you know, party trays and stuff, since we are planning to host a decent amount. Moving down, we have some kitchen supplies. So have all of the heavyweight forks, spoons, knives, parchment paper, tin foils, Ziplocs, kitchen bags, and this random McCafe that we got delivered and we did not ask for on grocery delivery, so, you know, that's good. Now, here is the pride and joy. Here are chicken stocks and chicken broths. I need also beef stock and beef broth. We use a crazy amount of chicken stock and broth, so what I am so excited about doing is not having to just buy some every week. We can just come down here, pull off the one on the front, and then once we start running low, we can just restock from the back and have this rotating. We also have some backup cooking sprays, some backup pickles, Velveeta that surprisingly we have been using like too often, some extra jerky, all the nuts, espresso, and these crackers. So I will probably end up putting all the food on its own gorilla rack, just because I feel like we're gonna end up having kind of a supplies rack, and then more of a food rack, and then more of a canned rack. We're gonna have about 3, so this is gonna be a work in progress. Then we have all of our kind of more bulk food items like big flours, corn and rice, and then we have some water bottles and cleaning supplies on the bottom. Now again, like I think I'm gonna be changing some of these things. Like the 2 waters on the bottom, I really don't think are gonna be practical. I would like many of these cases of waters down here, to be honest, just in case like we're on a well and in case the pump goes out or something happens with our water. I want a lot of these cases down here, and so it's just not gonna be practical to just fill up like the bottom of one rack. So that will change eventually. For right now, this works. But then let me show you the actual layout of the gorilla racks, because that too will change when I build 2 more. Okay, so the lighting is tough with these 2 windows, but basically they're gonna be lined up like this horizontally, and we have 3, so you can kind of walk in the aisle like a grocery store. So I wanna have more like a supplies one, a food one, and a canned food one that I can and dehydrate myself. We're definitely not there yet all the way, but we are getting closer, and I am excited about the storage system we have so far. So that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I will give you an update once I have more stuff stocked in my pantry. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more homesteading videos, and I will see you all next week. Bye everyone.